In just a minute, you will have a chance to see my sit-down interview with Alexis Brudnicki of Baseball America. She has some great stories. I really enjoyed talking to her. So don't forget to tune in for that. So I guess we'll just get started. So yeah, once again, thanks for joining me. I think this would be really cool for the viewers. We're trying to get more female viewers, female voices, because there's like quite a good female viewership on the show, like 30%. So I think this would be really good for them to hear. Why do you think that the IOC is kind of hesitant to put baseball in the Olympics? Because we see other sports that don't appear to be at least more popular that are in the Olympics every year.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I think baseball is a tough sell when it is in the middle of the season. All of the players who are the best players for their countries are essentially playing minor league or major league baseball. And it is tough for their teams to want to let them go. It is tough for them to sacrifice whatever they may need to sacrifice in order to leave their team or leave their organization. It is just a really tough sell, and I don't think Major League Baseball is ever going to kind of like put a pause on the season to let guys play. So in Japan this year, in the league, the baseball league in Japan, they are pausing their season and they are letting their players play for their country. But I think it is just a different viewpoint, and I'm just not sure it'll ever get there the way that kind of hockey is, or anything that might be comparable is there.
Right. And with the NBA, their season never happens. So for them, it doesn't matter either, right? Like they don't never have to worry about that. So that makes it easy for them.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and you think about obviously the basketball, like Team USA Dream Team got a lot more hype after Michael Jordan's documentary, The Last Dance. And I think it kind of like got people pumped for like the best players playing in the Olympics and what they could do when they're together on one team. So, I mean, I think a lot of people would love to see it. I don't know exactly what all the difficulties are, but I mean, it would be great. And I mean, MLB does have the answer of the World Baseball Classic, but I mean, the Olympics are a whole different beast.
Mm-hmm. No, for sure. So speaking of the Olympics and the American team winning the qualifying tournament and moving on to automatically in the Olympics, just kind of what can Canadians expect for them? Are they the favorite to win more so than like these Latin American countries, or what would you say? I know you follow that.
I would say it's going to be, I would say it's going to be hard to beat Japan. Japan is going to have all of its top players. It is putting a pause on its season. It is the host country. They are going to have the fans. They are going to have everything in their favor. And Japan has always been an incredible baseball country. They are just unbelievably dedicated to their craft. And I think Japan is going to be really hard to beat. Mexico came out really strong in the Premier 12, which they qualified out of. Korea is also playing in the Olympics, Team Israel, Team USA, and then another team to be determined from that last chance qualifier. But I think personally, I think Japan is probably going to be the team to beat.
Don't go anywhere. More with Alexis when we return.
Hello, I'm Sean McNall, owner of TG Marketing. We are a promotional product company located in Regina, Saskatchewan. Originally founded by Tom G. McNall in 1985, we are now in our 35th year of business. My brother Ryan and I, along with our great staff, have carried the torch since Tom retired in 2011. For those of you who don't know what we do, we sell items with a company's logo on it, like clothing, pens, phone chargers, Bluetooth speakers. The list of products available is endless. Our products are a great form of advertising. Whether you want to give a gift to a valued client or show your appreciation to your staff, we have a friendly team that can help find the right product for your needs. The key to our success has been our customer service and our vast knowledge of products in our industry. We ask the right questions to get you in line with the proper product for the project you are working on. Stop by 1046 Winnipeg Street and view our showroom. Get some ideas for that next promotion you're working on. Let's make your business what everyone's talking about.
Why do you think that women's baseball is not in the Olympics? And do you think that this kind of supports the notion of, like a lot of people only think that women should play softball? Do you think this kind of supports that sexist idea?
Yeah, it's tough because I do think softball deserves to be there, but I think women's baseball also deserves to be there, and maybe men's softball as well. When Toronto hosted the Pan Am Games in 2015, we got a chance to see men's baseball, men's softball, women's softball. But I think for organizations like the IOC, I mean, even the WBSC, kind of the answer to having equality for men's baseball has always been women's softball. It's just kind of the default, even though women want to play baseball too. There's just that default answer like, oh, well, here's equality and this is what it looks like. And it's women's softball. So it is tough. The women's team, also the Canadian women's national team, also doesn't have the same opportunities or the same money behind them or the same kind of chances to get together, which makes it really difficult to remain competitive. And the team is very competitive. The team is consistently ranked among the top teams in the world. But all of the teams really kind of have that battle. All of the women playing women's baseball in Canada, in the US, in Australia, in Mexico, I think most places outside of Japan, the women have full-time jobs. They are surgeons, teachers, doctors, police officers, and they're just doing this to try and, keep the dream alive. And for them, the Pan Am Games in 2015 was the first opportunity ever to even be at a multi-sport event. So that was kind of not even a thought. And then obviously the Olympics were just like way out of anybody's mind. And I know that the women just truly appreciated what it was like to be in an athlete's village, to be around these other Canadian athletes, to get a chance to be outfitted by Team Canada, to have kind of the opportunities that they have that they never really get. And so, I mean, they didn't get a chance to even return to the next Pan Am Games in 2019. The women's baseball just wasn't a part of it because Peru didn't have a women's baseball team. So, I mean, it's always been kind of a tough slog for women's baseball and for people who are looking for those opportunities. And I think that women's softball has always just been an easy answer when people are saying, you need equity here, you need equality here. And people are saying, well, the answer to men's baseball is women's softball. I think it's just always been the easy answer, and people don't often try to dig deeper than that.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the pre-show today. Once again, my name is Rachel Bishop, the Rod Pedersen Show intern here. And be sure to keep your dial on Game Plus or wherever you're watching, because Rod and Darren are coming up.
Now, we welcome to the bunker a very long-time friend of ours, Al Murray, the assistant general manager of the Tampa Bay Lightning. Your Lightning won last night, Al.
How about that?
Hockey is the toughest sport for the top team to win the championship, because we really have had high expectations for about 5 years now. We've been to one Stanley Cup final. We've been to two other Eastern Conference finals. And I think that's the expectation of everybody in the organization. And anything less than Stanley Cup will be disappointing for us this year.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
How about that? Way to go, boys. Al Murray saying anything less of a Stanley Cup for the Lightning, anything less would be uncivilized. And they did it last night. Back-to-back winners. Hiya now. Welcome to the RP Show on this Thursday. Canada's daytime sports talk show is on the air. Hello to all of Canada and our friends south of the border, Canadian sports fans around the world. It is episode number 521 and another day without the Moose. No Moose in here today, but we're going to bring him in virtually. You want to bring him in now, guys? Do you mind? We got the Moose. He hasn't called in yet. What the hell? What's wrong with him? He is at the golf course again, although they tell me that it's been delayed. It's raining out there in Swifty, and so they're delayed. He's caddying in a tournament, and Moose is going to be joining us here for the warm-up for Ecold Electric in mere moments. But I can handle it. Coming up on the program today, I'm still sweating. My earpiece is falling out of my ear. Coming up on the program today, Everett Fitzhugh. He is the radio voice of the NHL Seattle Kraken. We'll be talking some hockey with him. Sportsnet's Arash Madani's got some thoughts on the CFL XFL breakup yesterday. And a special guest coming up in hour 2, which we will wait until hour 2 to divulge. But as we bring in the Moose in a moment, let's get to the quick 6 show topics, please, if you don't mind, Director Jordan. Listen, all anybody wants to talk about is Kucherov and then post-game news conference, but hang on. Last night, the Tampa Bay Lightning, as I mentioned off the top of the show, won the Stanley Cup, their second consecutive. They beat the Montreal Canadiens 1-0 at Amalie Arena, and I was a little surprised because my phone was going off all night from my buds saying this is a boring game, it sucks, all the playoffs sucked, it's boring. And I'm like, what are you guys talking about? This is 0-0, and it beats any soccer game that I could watch at 0-0, which nobody really argued with that. I was not finding it boring at all. Like, 5-1 Tampa's boring, not 0-0, 1-0. Any shot could tie it. You know, to me, hockey is like pizza. It's all good. Some's just better than the others.
How about
you know
that?
what I mean? Yeah, there you go. Write it down. Hockey's like pizza. It's all good. Some's just better than the others. So kudos to the Tampa Bay Lightning. They're worthy champions, obviously. And I've been talking to a lot of Hab fans today that are very upset and the fans saying Montreal could have won the game, this series, and they could have. The backbreaker was Game 2, the goal allowed in the final minute of the second period by Montreal. It's like Marc-Andre Fleury's gaffe blew the series for Vegas. Truth hurts. The late goal in period 2 of Game 2 killed Montreal. It is what it is. And before we get to Kucherov, let's bring in the Moose now. And I enjoyed your tweets last night, Moose, as the game went along because you were saying, basically, what'd you say? They don't need shots. It's okay. Just keep going. And then you're like, well, they're going to need shots.
They're going to need at least a goal, right?
They're going to need at least a goal. I mean, Tampa Bay had control of that game last night. 0-0, 1-0 or not, they were in charge.
Yeah, they were. I mean, Montreal had a few chances, and when they did, Vasilevsky was there. But, you know, this was Tampa. Tampa won, you know, was the better team. The better team won. They were deeper throughout the lineup. I mean, what a run for the Habs, and it was so much fun to watch. I talked about, you know, I said it was tremendous hockey, and there was a lot of people saying it's boring, there's no scoring, and that's not really what I mean. I mean, you know, this whole playoffs, you never knew what was going to happen. No lead was safe. You know, you looked at the final minute of games, whether it was Marc-Andre Fleury, what was the Canadians coming back, scoring late, you know, winning games in overtime. There was so much uncertainty, and that's what makes hockey fun. So it was a lot of fun. But, yeah, Tampa was in control of this game from start to finish last night.
They're the best team in the NHL. They got the cup to prove it, back-to-back. Monty, by the way, is watching in Saskatoon. He says, get over it, please. Hockey is over. Hey, Monty, we do the talking. You do the watching. If you don't want to talk hockey, turn it off and go outside. Point 2. I got 3 points on the Tampa win. Tampa Mayor Jane Castor. Turns out she's Nostradamus. You're loving that, eh? She called it.
I know.
Let's go to Montreal and lose and then come home and win Game 5 so we can celebrate at home. And now nobody's snickering anymore. She nailed it. I'm going to move on to point 3. Yeah. So Nikita Kucherov. Everybody's talking about Kucherov last night. After the game, did you see it, folks? The Russian for Tampa Bay. Tarp off. Beer at the podium, and he starts ripping Montreal fans for thinking that they won the Stanley Cup just because they won Game 4. And what do you say? Did you see the clip, Darren? You obviously saw the clip. He was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I would just like to let fans. I would just like to let the record show who was the first to say Montreal Canadiens fans are annoying. This guy. So, and they know it. They know that they are. They don't care. What did I say to you, Darren, in Montreal? These people love their team in Montreal more than the football fans of Saskatchewan, and that's the truth. Don't at me. They're a little annoying. I think they know that they're annoying, but Kucherov clearly doesn't care that he's ticked off a lot of people.
They go up and down more than any other fan base I've ever seen. Right after a loss, even in the Stanley Cup, Habs fans were saying we can't bring Ducharme back. He was the bad luck charm. Keep Richardson as the coach. All these changes that need to be made. And then when they win, he's the best coach. And Bergevin should have been GM of the year. But they love their team. There's no doubt about it that they love their team as much or more than any other fan base. But yeah, wild. And for Kucherov to come out and say that, he's like, did you see the fans in Montreal? They thought they won the Stanley Cup when they won last game. So it was pretty wild. And for him to say that after a win, but yeah, you know, sleeveless or shirtless with the beer. He looked like Jeff Shattler at the podium after the Rush won the NLL championship. It was great.
I think by and large, people are more so laughing at what Kucherov said about Montreal fans. Nobody's overly mad. I don't even think Montreal fans are necessarily mad. I think we all find it refreshing. Wonder Baracco here, Rocco, our technical producer, said it's nice and refreshing to not have suited and booted post-game interviews, right? So he was honest.
I agree.
So Montreal fans make no apologies, but let's just remember there's a distinct separation between the fan base and the team, okay? Well, I said Canadiens fans can be annoying. I'm not saying the Montreal Canadiens are annoying. It's just they immediately think that they're going to win the Stanley Cup, and they almost did. They made it to the final. So kudos to them. Point 4, NBA Finals Game 2 goes tonight. By the way, it's the Suns home to the Milwaukee Bucks, 7 p.m. tip-off Mountain. Point 5, there are 2 games in the CEBL tonight. Got to point this out. The Saskatchewan Rattlers home to the Edmonton Stingers, and the Niagara River Lions are at the Fraser Valley Bandits. That's the Canadian Elite Basketball League. You can watch the games on CBC Gem or Twitch, and live Saturday afternoons on the CBC main network. And then point 6, CFL, XFL, leftovers, Moose, and any topics that you may want to talk about off of that or the CFL. It went away pretty fast after the CFL made that announcement yesterday. Wouldn't you say that they're no longer talking to the XFL? There's been a little bit of fighting back and forth, but it happened just before we went to air yesterday, so we didn't have a ton of time to digest what this means. I still think that it doesn't make the CFL look overly good. People really liked your analysis of this, where you said it doesn't necessarily mean they won't revisit it later. I guess I'd be a little disappointed if they did. Do you think they're going to revisit this next winter? You're hearing that a lot from media types across this country, that this isn't dead. What do you think?
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, I don't think it's dead. I think it would be silly if they didn't revisit it. I think, we want the CFL to change, right? Or not necessarily to change, but to grow and find better business practices, right? So if they're not exploring it, then what are they doing? So I think of something I read a long time ago, and I think it was Warren Buffett's investing philosophy. He would invest his money in 8 to 10 different things with the hope that one will go big and pay for all of them. You're not going to make it on all of them. So when you think about all the media types and the commentary on social media saying, well, if this didn't happen, big waste of time. They should have been spending this time at home working on the business model. Well, having these conversations was them exploring a possibility. They need to explore 6, 7, 8 possibilities, and one will be good enough that it'll save the league and make up for all the time spent on the others. So any time that they spend exploring something that's going to make the league better, I'm here for that. I've got time for that. So if this was something they thought might have made the league better and they explored it, great. If it didn't work out, perfect. They didn't see it as a solution to move forward. So now what's next? So it can only be positive that they're looking at different ways to grow the league.
I think the thing that annoyed me out of it all was the people that were writing me after the fact and last night going, nah, you said it's going to happen. And I'm like, how can I predict what the CFL is going to do when they don't even know what they're going to do? How could I sit here? I'm hearing from all kinds of people about where this was going. They can't get their ducks in a row. They don't know what they want other than to shelve XFL talk and concentrate on this season. Yeah, go ahead.
Pretty easy for us to sit here and think why the XFL would be great. They can bring the money, the marketing, that power, the brand, but the CFL can bring the game. And that's what we always talked about, this tradition, and don't change the game. And, we can bring this to the forefront. that might not have been on the table, right? We don't know what was going on in the boardrooms, and they haven't leaked any of that info.
No.
So we don't know what was being discussed. If it was as easy as that, we'd have a deal done. But clearly it's not that easy.
Let's sprinkle in a few viewer comments here from Brady, who's texted the show and written it on Facebook. He says, hello, Darren and Rod. I'm watching the show while on the Saskatoon City bus on my way to work for 11 o'clock. Beep, beep. Congrats on the new job, Brady. We're very proud of you. From K-Dog, looking forward to Arash's appearance. From what Farhan said, the talks did wake up the CFL to the opportunities it has, which can only be a good thing. And that's the whole thing about reporting about what's going on. I'm over it. I'm ready for the games. Training camp starting. Let's go. By the way, speaking of all of that, Coach Mike Davis, my good guy Mike Davis. You know Mike, the former Hokie?
Yep.
He was the Argos D-line coach. He was the D-line coach in Saskatchewan, worked in personnel, and also coached the Nebraska Danger to 4 consecutive Arena Football League appearances. And won a couple. He tweeted here this morning, after 6 great years in the CFL with the Rough Riders and Argos, I am stepping aside to pursue other career opportunities. I want to thank Chris Jones for giving me my first opportunity in the CFL and pinball, Dinwiddie and Murph for bringing me to Toronto. Mike Davis. Moving on. News forthcoming. Film at 11. We know where it is, but that's not our story to tell. The warm-up's brought to you by eCold Electric, your complete electrical distributor with locations in Regina, Estevan, Swift Current, Yorkton, and Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. eCold Electric. Let's get to work. Ready for some texts, Moose?
I'm in.
From the Metal Shingle Guy writing on the Prairie Mobile text line. He says, well, I'm happy hockey is finished. Bring on football. No merger is disappointing. The thought of an 18-team league was too good to be true, I guess. Hope the CFL gets the support it needs to survive. Well, if you do it right, hockey season's never really over. You see, I got my Saints shirt on today from the Alberta Junior Hockey League. Yep. I used to tape hockey games in the winter, Moose, on my VCR when I was a kid to watch in the summertime. Now I PVR them. Deb in Toronto.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Deb in Toronto writes in. She said, I was with you, Rod. Thought Montreal had a better chance, but hey, there's a reason for everything. Just sometimes don't know why. Time to turn the page. Argos and Jays. There's a good Toronto gal. Wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah.
From B in Lloydminster. The Kucherov presser. What a stud. How about that?
How about that?
B in Lloydminster watching on Game Plus television. Let's do another from Brady. Hey, Rod, it was a fun and enjoyable run. Nothing but pride today. They fought and battled to the very end and gave us Habs fans memories with our families to cherish for a lifetime. It's just the beginning for the Habs team. It really is, by the way. I mean, I saw Noodles McLennan saying that there's a lot of runway left for Andrei Vasilevsky. He's only 26. There's still runway left for Carey Price. And didn't it get you in the feels last night watching him with his helmet up after they lost? And he didn't leave the ice, of course. Classy guy. The poll question today is, can the Tampa Bay Lightning three-peat? Will the Tampa Bay Lightning three-peat as NHL champions? And last I looked, 70% plus on Twitter were saying no, they can't. And it's the same on Facebook. No, they can't or won't. I guess, Moose, to that. Forget about the Lightning for a minute. If we can just get Moose on for a quick minute. Where does Montreal go from here? They're pretty young-ish. They're great. I mean, I'm talking about Suzuki, Caulfield, Licorice Legs, Kokeniemi. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
How could we forget? I think they're going to be good from here. They're not a flash in the pan, do you think?
They're going to be okay, but let's not forget where they finished in the regular season. Let's also, I was reading an article in The Athletic, and it was highlighting, teams that reach the Cup final and lose, and the rarity that they get back there or are even competitive the following year. It's tough. Like, we're talking about teams that reach the Cup final and you lose. It's tough to make the playoffs the following year. So, you go on this magical run, and we talk about it all the time in hockey, climbing your mountain. What's your mountain, right? And for the Canadians, clearly they were, still climbing that mountain, but just couldn't get there. Was this it, right? You empty your tank and it's tough to keep that same focus and everything coming back the following year. Clearly, Tampa was able to do it. It's going to be tough, but hey, there's a lot of good young pieces, but they had the right mix, right, with Corey Perry and Shea Weber and that veteran group, Carey Price in goal. If the mix is still there, they've got a really good opportunity. But the future is definitely bright with the young stars in Montreal. There's no doubt about it.
Moose, really appreciate you checking in. You're looking young. Enjoy. Is this your last day in the Frontier City?
It is. As long as the thunder showers don't get us, we'll be home tonight.
Be safe and say hey to all my friends in Swifty for me, and we'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Darren Moose DuPont, the CEO of this entire outfit here. Just a couple of comments before we break. Jonathan Kinder is watching in Kansas City. He says, I have to wonder if the CFL will expand into America again. There are plenty of big cities near Canada that could host teams. I know the last time they expanded too far south. Who knows? I think most people are thinking they want the CFL to stay the way that it is. You wouldn't want change, of course, nor growth. From Jeff Kozak, he says, anything on the United States Football League? Absolutely nothing since they announced that they're coming back. And Takona Powley's watching on YouTube in Winnipeg, and he's been on this for 2 solid days. He's like, Rod, do you think Saskatchewan can support 2 CFL teams with 1 in Saskatoon? I'm for CFL expansion. No. And you're from Winnipeg. Don't worry about it. They don't want another team in Saskatoon, from what I understand. They would like a National Hockey League team to play in their 15,000-seat facility. They would rather support the Saskatchewan Roughriders than have a CFL team in their own backyard. And unless something's changed, that's always been my feeling on that. And I used to live there. We're going to go to Seattle next. Hang around, everybody. We'll continue the NHL talk. More of your CFL, XFL questions. This has been the warm-up for E-Code Electric, and you're watching on the Game Plus TV network, YouTube and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports radio for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Stars, you are dispatched to a scene call. Patient has multiple traumatic injuries and is unconscious but breathing.
This is why I backed the Stars lottery.
Stars, we can accept the mission.
This is why I'm all in.
Mission accepted. Have a safe flight.
The prizes are great. The cause is critical.
Stars Lottery, the lottery on a mission. Every ticket is your chance to win over $4.2 million in prizes. Buy yours at starslottery.ca or 1-844-STARS-SK.
At Prairie Mobile, you can get the phone you want when you want. All smartphones are $0 every day. With convenient locations across Saskatchewan, Prairie Mobile, your SaskTel authorized dealer, has you covered. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
Capital is Regina's trusted GMC Buick Cadillac dealership. Whether you're on the market for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, we got you covered. And when it's time for service work, you can trust our factory-trained technicians who specialize in repairing any make or model. But don't take our word for it. Check out capitalgmc.ca to see how we roll and to learn what other customers are saying about working with us. Your dealership experience should be fun, easy, and transparent. And that's exactly what you'll get when you choose Capital GMC, Regina's trusted GMC Buick Cadillac dealership.
We started Suds Car Wash in 2003.
There's a bit of us in every part of the business. I've been working here since I was about 10 years old. Hard to believe it's been 12 years since. Working with my family has been great. My mom and dad have taught us the importance of hard work. I've been here since I was 10 years old, and my dad has taught me a lot about quality work.
From all of us at Suds Car Wash, we make your car shine.
Rockstar Supply Chain Solutions is Saskatchewan's only full-service supply chain company. Strategic sourcing, PO creation, and order expediting, VMI and vending solutions, and free delivery are just a few of the supply chain services we provide. If your company needs it, Rockstar Supply Chain Solutions can get it for you. Price, quality, service, Rockstar Supply Chain Solution is helping Saskatchewan companies buy better.
In today's fast-paced world, we know you don't always have time to cook a nutritious meal. The Mad Greek in Moose Jaw's got you covered with delicious takeout and delivery specials, even for large groups or occasions. Authentic Greek cuisine, pizza, ribs, and more. There's something for everyone to enjoy. Offering licensed dining, delivery, and their takeout window is open to get your Greek to go. For more information and to view the online menu, visit themadgreekeatery.com.
Hey, honey, can you get one of the kids to show me how this Twitter thing works? Honey, I need to get on Instagram. Time for more of the Rod Pedersen Show.
It sure is, and what a great day this Thursday, July 8th. Canada's daytime sports talk show continues. I just opened up my Yahoo account. Yeah, I still have one. I'm one of those guys. Top item, Lightning Star is now the most hated man in Montreal. With a photo of Nikita Kucherov, shirtless, chugging a beer at the post-game news conference last night when he ripped the Habs fans last night. We'll get to the comments from the viewers here regarding the CFL, XFL news. There's a lot on that. And there is breaking news today from, and I appreciate Nelson Hackowicz pointing our attention to this. The National Lacrosse League has signed a TV deal with TSN, a live game of the week, and a streaming deal for games via TSN Direct. What a great day for pro lacrosse in Canada. Thank you, Nelson, and all those that alerted us to that. I think we watched the NLL on TSN in the, what was it, guys? Well, you weren't even born yet, Clark. The early 90s, that's where it came on my radar. That's where I fell in love with the NLL. And they're going back to TSN. Outstanding. Let's go to Seattle now. The Emerald City, the radio voice of the expansion Kraken is Everett Fitzhugh, and he joins us today from there. How you doing, Everett?
Hey, I'm doing well. How are you today?
Good, buddy. Thanks for sitting through the break. I appreciate you coming on with us again.
Yeah.
Can we jump into the funnest topic of the day? It's not about the game. It's not about the game.
Okay.
To channel my inner AI here, it's about Nikita Kucherov ripping the Montreal fans. Clearly, you've seen the clip. What did you think about that?
You know, as a former PR guy myself, you know, those are one of those raw, emotional moments that it's really easy to get fired up. You know, while I understand the emotion, you'd like to see if maybe he could have just kept the barbs a little bit low and not fired a couple of shots across the bow. You know, Montreal played a very, very tough series, very, very hard series, depending on who you talk to throughout the world of hockey. Montreal shouldn't have even been in the playoffs, let alone the Stanley Cup final. So for them to do what they did, I think is nothing short of amazing. You know, you've got your team and your country, you know, potentially can win a cup for the first time since '93. So I give your fans something to be excited about. You know, I understand the circumstances and I understand that he was fired up and happy, but you know, I think you don't want to go down that route of antagonizing fans and things like that, because hey, if we truly are back to a normal schedule next year, a normal divisional lineup next year, you know, Nikita Kucherov is probably Montreal and Quebec's most wanted right now whenever they come back up to the Bell Center.
Who was it that wrote in here? Says Kucherov, here it is, from Patrolman Pete watching in Winnipeg. He says, Kucherov has replaced Mark Scheifele as public enemy number one in Montreal. Well, somebody had to do it. Goes back three rounds on that one. But people want to talk about and I'll get to your soccer questions, by the way, folks. Yes, my Danish team lost yesterday in that semifinal in Euro 2020. Good. Now I don't have to follow it anymore. But
that was a good game, though. That was a really good game, though.
I'll take your word for it. If it's going to be low scoring, I'd rather watch hockey. But they all want to ask Kraken questions. And from producer Clark, producer Clark was saying 9 days away from the expansion draft. So what's the mood around the Kraken as you are very close to actually having players finally?
Yeah, it is a very exciting time for us right now, for our organization, for our partners, and I think more importantly for our fans. This is really an event for our fans, for our community in the great city of Seattle and surrounding areas, and I love to give them a stick tap whenever I can for putting a lot of faith, a lot of time, a lot of money through a pandemic into a team that up until a year ago had no name. We were a vision of a long time coming of bringing the NHL back here to Seattle, and for our fans to stick by us, and when the name announced, for merchandise to fly off the shelves. Even before that, when you sell 10,000 season ticket deposits in 12 minutes, I mean, that is a support like no other. So for us to be able to host an event, and we're finalizing those plans right now, and we're looking forward to announcing that here in the coming days of the who, what, when, where of this event. It's going to be massive. It's going to be an event for our city, for our town to be proud of, for the NHL to be proud of. And I'm excited for it because it makes it real. It makes it real to be able to say that, hey, we're going to have players. We're going to be able to raid the cupboards of 30 of the 31 other NHL teams is going to be a lot of fun. I know Ron Francis and Dave Hackstall and his staff, all of our hockey ops staff, I know they are crazy busy right now. Our VP of marketing and communications, she's busy right now. So a lot's going into it, a lot of controlled chaos, but it's going to be a lot of fun coming up here in 9 days.
Arlen Bruce III, he is a Canadian Football League soon-to-be Hall of Famer. He says, bro, Everett Fitzhugh is changing the game, especially as an urban analyst.
You.
Congratulations, fam. Also, I have a singer for you for the national anthem. DM me. Are you in charge of national anthem singers at Seattle Kraken games?
I am not, but You know what? I've actually gotten a couple of requests from some friends and some friends of friends and some people to sing the national anthem. So you know what? I don't know what our game ops presentation crew has in mind, but I'm sure they could. They wouldn't turn down some suggestions.
Ryan McCarthy is watching in Saratoga, New York, and he says, is the Kraken looking forward to stealing our favorite players? Their words, not mine. I'm sorry, is there a story there? Yeah, what's the deal? Did the Kraken step in it by saying something? What's the story there?
No, we didn't step in it. So I have to give a shout out to Savannah Hollis and Zach Peggins, who are our phenomenal social media team. They come up with a lot of great memes, a lot of great posts. And there was one post that went viral, maybe about a year, not even a year ago, maybe about 7-8 months ago. That was basically the meme of the guy off into the corner having a party, and he's just saying to himself, these guys have no idea that we're plotting to steal their favorite player right now. So that's something that we make no bones about. We're coming for your favorite player, NHL, your favorite player.
Actually, you're not, because my Vegas Golden Knights are exempt from the expansion draft. So I'm a long-suffering Vegas Golden Knights fan. But we've never won the cup, as I remind. Yeah,
man. Listen, it's been a long time. If anyone deserves a Stanley Cup, it's
Vegas.
Long-suffering Vegas Golden Knights fans.
Vegans, I like it. That might be that's what you should call them. Get that rivalry going. On YouTube, Sergeant Pickles 13 writes in and says, hello from Seattle. What's up, Fitz? You know Sergeant Pickles?
Yeah, he's been very active on social media ever since I got the job. He's been a really cool, really fun supporter. He likes everything that we do. He's always supporting the Kraken and my journey, and I've never met him personally. I don't think I have, at least. But Sergeant Pickles is definitely someone who has been a huge follower of ours and mine for quite a while.
It is pretty cool. I love the colors. I love all of it. I didn't get the Kraken thing initially, but now I'm all on board. And actually, you've brought up rivalries and the the divisional alignment and stuff. You're hearing what's coming out of Vancouver, right? Like, Canucks fans are, if the Kraken win a cup before us, I'm never cheering for the Canucks again. They're already talking about it. Are you hearing that stuff, Everett? Because I am out of Vancouver.
I was getting ready to say, I don't think that talk has made it south of the border yet, but I think for us, we're looking forward to that rivalry. We're looking forward to having that natural, geographically close rivalry there. And, every team in Seattle, we always talk about this. If you're the Mariners, your closest team in terms of proximity is a team that's not even in your own league in Colorado. If you're the Seattle Seahawks, your closest team is down the coast in San Francisco. So, to be able to have a team 2.5, 3 hours up the road is going to be a lot of fun for us. We know that those Vancouver Canuck fans are strong. We actually are hoping that we can turn some of those northern Washington Canuck fans into Kraken fans. But we're looking forward to that rivalry. I think, in a perfect world, we do win the Stanley Cup next year in the first few years before Vancouver does. But I will say, I have a feeling that because of all the talent that Vancouver has, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that the journey to a Stanley Cup, probably in the not too distant future for Seattle, is going to have to go through Vancouver.
Hey, Everett, I could chop this up with you all day. I really could. And maybe we'll bring you back, but I got one question for you, and I can't remember one more. And I can't remember who asked it, but they said, what type of team is Ron Francis hoping to build? Has your GM said that? What style of play they want to play or what he'll be going after in the expansion draft?
Ron Francis, he's very close to the vest. He's a very secret, private guy, keeps things really close to the chest. And, we didn't even find out, a lot of folks in the organization didn't find out that Dave Haxtell was going to be the head coach until the night before or the morning of. So, he likes to play things close. I will say that Dave Haxtell, when he was interviewed by the media, when he was introduced a couple of weeks ago, the number one thing that he mentioned was that he wants to field a fast team. He wants to ice a fast team. And, not necessarily speed in terms of guys who have to be able to skate up and down the ice in 10 seconds. I think he's more so he wants to control the pace of the game. He wants to play a fast style of game. He wants to, get on pucks early, get on pucks often. He wants to control the time, make teams play Kraken hockey. So that's the kind of game that Dave Haxtell wants to play. From a GM standpoint, the one word that we've always heard about with Ron Francis has been character. He is a firm believer in leaders, in character, getting guys who are going to be contributing on the ice as well as in the locker room. It wouldn't surprise me that as we go through this expansion draft process, and even in the entry draft process, free agency as well, it wouldn't surprise me to see players who have worn letters, either captains or alternates or assistants, at some point either in their NHL career, their college career, other stops in their pro career, junior career, whatever. They really believe in character. They want guys who are going to be representative of this organization off the ice in the community, but they also want guys who can lead by example within the locker room. We know we're probably going to have a young team. We know that we're going to have maybe an inexperienced team. So getting guys who can field that character trait, I think is really important to this hockey ops staff.
Well, I'll tell you what, Everett, I appreciate the visit. We're going to be watching the expansion draft very closely, and thanks for your time, man. Have fun. Enjoy this last summer before you get going for real.
I was getting ready to say, if I'm not mistaken, I think the Seattle Kraken are in first place, so I'm really looking forward to this. Let's get this going.
Yeah, for now. Thanks, Everett. Have a great day. Yeah, exactly.
Thanks,
all right.
guys.
Checking in from Seattle, the radio voice of the Kraken, Everett Fitzhugh. When we come back, Sportsnet's Arash Madani. You all want to hear from Arash on the CFL XFL breakup. We've got breaking news from the National Lacrosse League, and it's big. We'll get to that. You're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus TV network across all 10 provinces and 31 states, including the great state of Washington, where it's carried on TDS cable, Oregon too. We're live on YouTube and Facebook and 24-hour sports radio for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Comfort has always been something we as people strive for. It means that the places we live and work and that the people we care most about are able to go about their lives focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming of the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
At Prairie Mobile, you can get the phone you want when you want. All smartphones are $0 every day. With convenient locations across Saskatchewan, Prairie Mobile, your SaskTel authorized dealer, has you covered. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Bronco Plumbing and Heating, proudly serving Regina and surrounding areas since 1978. We are excited to announce the new Bryant Furnace Trade-in Allowance Program. If you have a working Bryant furnace, 15 years old or less, you may be eligible to receive a new furnace at a discounted rate. If you'd like to take advantage of the Bryant Trade-in Program, or to hear how we can help improve your home, give us a call today at 306-781-2090.
Direct West has been the bridge for me from not dealing with social media or digital presence to having a presence. You have to take the leap of faith, so to say, and I'm glad we have. Direct West has helped us out immensely to get our presence online as far as digitally and also with the social media page. To see the results is just puts a smile on your face.
Hey Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
Did you know you can catch all the best moments from the show on all our social media platforms? Now, back to the studio with Rod.
We're back. How are you now? Sportsnet's Arash Madani coming up. And from our viewers, Mike Blackbird in Toronto says he's the CFL Antichrist. Mandy in Edmonton says challenge him to say something positive. Arash and I are positive that the XFL-CFL talks were a waste of time. How about that? Breaking news before I get into the sports update. The National Lacrosse League today announced an historic partnership with TSN to bring games to Canadians across broadcast and live streaming platforms for the first time since 2016. The multi-year media rights partnership between the NLL and TSN includes exclusive rights to the regular season NLL Game of the Week, as well as comprehensive playoff action, including the NLL Championship Series. Schedule details and additional content information will be announced in the coming months. The 2021-22 NLL season begins the weekend of December 3rd with 14 teams, 5 of which are based in Canada. Let's see. Vancouver, Calgary, Saskatchewan, Toronto, and Halifax. We're big NLL fans here. Is Arash ready yet? Oh, connection issues with Arash Madash. And here's the hilarious thing. They're all just sitting on the edge of their seats, waiting to see what Arash has to say about the CFL and the XFL breaking up. Michael Alley in Los Angeles says, not a waste of time. Maybe they were building their foundation. From Jeff in Calgary, I'm thinking Arash's CFL sources are more on the level of Gaynor the Gopher than management/ownership. Don't discount what Gaynor knows or Ralph the dog. What's with Calgary and dogs, by the way? Isn't the Flames mascot Harvey the Hound? The one that Mac T ripped his tongue out? And then it's Ralph the dog for the Stamps? Why wouldn't you have a horse? As we await Arash, let me get into this sports update. The Tampa Bay Lightning won their second straight Stanley Cup title, defeating the Montreal Canadiens 1-0 last night to give a region becoming known as Champa Bay its third professional sports title in less than a year. After today, we will take down the Habs flag. It just looks so darn good on here. I gotta say, the latest celebration comes just 5 months after the Super Bowl winning Buccaneers beat the Kansas City Chiefs for their first NFL championship in 18 years. Vladdy Guerrero had 3 hits and drove in 2 runs to increase his major league leading RBI total to 73. Bo the Flow Bichette homered, and the Blue Jays breezed past the Baltimore Orioles 10-2 at Camden Yards. Vladdy hit RBI singles in the first and fourth innings to help Toronto build a 6-0 lead. Bichette drove in 3 runs and had 3 hits, including a 2-run drive to the left field seats that made it 9-1 in the 6th. Tampa Bay Rays completed a doubleheader sweep by tossing a combined no-no that won't count. 5 pitchers worked on the 7-inning gem, with Pete Fairbanks recording the final out in a 4-0 7-inning victory over Cleveland. However, MLB only recognizes no-hitters that go at least 9 innings. Washington outfielder Juan Soto and Texas slugger Joey Gallo are in the All-Star Home Run Derby. Their additions complete the 8-player field for Monday night's event at Coors Field in Denver. They join Angels pitcher DH Shohei Ohtani, Mets first baseman Pete Alonso, Kansas City catcher Salvador Perez, Oakland first baseman Matt Olson, Baltimore first baseman Trey Mancini, and Colorado shortstop Trevor Story in the Derby. And soccer, Jefferson Soteldo and Kmar Lawrence scored their first goals for Toronto FC, helping the slumping MLS side snap a 6-game losing streak with a hard-fought 3-2 road win over the host New England Revolution. Assistant coach Javier Perez was in charge for Toronto, who fired coach Chris Armas in the wake of Saturday's 7-1 loss at DC United. What's up, Clark?
Let's go to a break.
Okay. This sports update for the Tap Brewhouse and Drive-Thru Liquor Store, and for Red Bull Canada. Red Bull gives you wings. Are we eligible to go to a break now? The Game Plus guys now? Okay. And then we'll have Arash ready to go. And a lot of great comments coming in here on mascots, which is actually one of my favorite things. My guilty pleasure is mascot talk. So we'll get into all of that. You're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus TV network, YouTube and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports radio for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Stars, you are dispatched to a scene call. The patient has multiple traumatic injuries and is unconscious but breathing.
This is why I backed the Stars lottery. Stars, we can accept the mission. This is why I'm all in.
Mission accepted. Have a safe flight.
The prizes are great. The cause is critical.
Stars Lottery, the lottery on a mission. Every ticket is your chance to win over $4.2 million in prizes. Buy yours at starslottery.ca or 1-844-STARS-SK.
Comfort has always been something we as people strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
At Capital GMC, we don't just sell vehicles, we buy them too. You know how we always have such a big inventory with an amazing selection? That's because we buy all makes, all models, and all years. We're going to give you the best price every time. And you don't even have to buy from us. All you have to do is visit us online or in-store, answer a few questions about your vehicle, and we'll get you a great offer. We'll even cut you a check on the same day. So save yourself the hassles of selling privately and sell it to us. Because at Capital GMC, we'll buy it.
Bronco Plumbing and Heating, proudly serving Regina and surrounding areas since 1978. We are excited to announce the new Bryant Furnace Trade-in Allowance Program. If you have a working Bryant furnace, 15 years old or less, you may be eligible to receive a new furnace at a discounted rate. If you'd like to take advantage of the Bryant Trade-in Program, or to hear how we can help improve your home, give us a call today at 306-781-2090.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest-growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
Send us your opinions now. We won't victimize you unless you really deserve it. Now, back to your host, Rod Pedersen.
Welcome back, everybody. Just ahead of Arash. And as I said, you're all just on pins and needles for his thoughts on the CFL XFL breakup. How did we get into the mascot talk? I don't remember, but they were talking about Quick Six, the Calgary horse that goes around the field, and the lovely gal that rides it. Somebody said that's their mascot. That's not a mascot. That's a gimmick. And people are writing in with their best mascots. Todd Pinkney, one of our P1, says, Gritty, the Philly mascot. I'm kind of a fan of the San Diego Chicken. Mike Blackbird in Toronto says, the Argo Bounce, whatever that is. Let's bring in Arash. Maybe he recalls the Argo Bounce. Let's start with the CFL. What is that? Was there a mascot named Argo Bounce, Arash?
I don't know. I remember working for Lonnie Gleiberman, and Ruffy was the Renegades mascot, and they kidnapped Ruffy. That was Lonnie's big marketing idea. He thought that was going to bring some people to generate some interest. So the Philly Fanatics is the best mascot in sports, isn't it?
Yeah, Philly Fanatics, very good. You lost me at Lonnie Gleiberman. He is a
your boy.
Beautician.
Your boy.
He is my boy. Okay. CFL, XFL have broken up. Your thoughts?
Rod, can you answer me a question?
I'll try.
What has the CFL accomplished in the last 11 months in terms of moving its business model forward besides cutting costs at every turn? What have they done to generate new revenue streams?
I'm realizing this is a rhetorical question, so you continue.
No, but that's my question. Because Randy Ambrosie, last summer, when they canceled the season, said this is going to be a valuable opportunity for us to go generate new revenue and increase and help our business model. So what have they done? They have cut costs at every turn. They have slashed staff at every turn. They have come up with a hotel deal with the Westons to streamline travel costs. They have reduced the number of globals on a roster. Remember, look, what have Randy's two big projects been? One, CFL 2.0, which is the global program. And two is this XFL merger. A merger that the league, through its mouthpieces, wanted everyone to know and think that if you do not go forward this merger, that the league will not financially survive. And now suddenly that blew up, and suddenly the governors have realized, oh, wait a minute, we can? So which is it going to be? What have you accomplished other than wasting time? And the fact that the Edmonton Elks football organization came out and said, we are pleased, that was the word they used, Roddy, pleased that this song and dance, that this charade, these are my words, not theirs, is now over. That's all this has been. A complete, colossal waste of time, energy, and resources.
Yes, I completely agree, and there are people wagging their finger at me saying, oh, you said this was going to happen with the XL and that XFL, and I'm like, don't come at me. How am I supposed to predict what the CFL is going to do when they don't know what they're going to do? Correct? But they're going to play games this year, and I think that what you're seeing from the fans, and you're probably hearing it too, is all is good because we're playing. And I guess my question to you, because it came from a viewer yesterday, was there was a merger, now there's not. They seem down the road. What changed other than you said the governors realized they're not going to fold if this doesn't happen? What made them come to that conclusion or realization?
Well, the CFL had no leverage in anything. It was the XFL was running the conversation here in terms of we're going to do it our way, and you guys are either going to be on board or you're not. I mean, that's the bottom line in all of this. What did the CFL have to really, offer other than just 9 franchises for a U.S. broadcast deal? And they were going to have the baby go out with the bathwater if they were going to move forward with this. Look, I'm told that it's not just Edmonton that's relieved about this. I'm told there are multiple teams that are happy that the charade is now over. This was just desperation to try something, because this is the problem, Rod. It's one thing if you went down this road, but that you diversified your portfolio and had a number of other initiatives beyond just single game wagering that's going to help your business model. I'm still trying to find out what new revenue streams they have come up with. Roddy, what is CFL 2.0? What is the global program done for the CFL other than provided punters? The fact that they've reduced the number of global players on the roster is telling, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, he talked to the coaches. The guys can't play.
Oh, yeah, don't. Yeah, exactly. They can't play. And look, it's great they're playing. It's important they're playing. They had to play. That's very important. And they're going to go through with a season. But I mean, look, how far ahead is the CFL they had a full year to start really looking ahead. So come December, where is the league? Besides the Grey Cup fan base fiasco, what else have they done? They're right back at square one here, Rod. They didn't use this time other than to get a hotel deal and to cut costs at every turn.
By the way, from Noogsy, and we got about 90 seconds, just so you know. Noogsy says, coming back after a pandemic might be a decent revenue stream. May I? But for how long? And what kind of marketing campaign is that? There will be a boost, I think, from ticket sales here. But for how long?
And how much new revenue is there going to be, Roddy? Because the people who had purchased season tickets back at the end of 2019 and the beginning of 2020 and said, yeah, you guys keep our money, those people coming to the stadium aren't providing new revenues for your club. So yes, you will sell single game tickets, you will sell new season tickets, but how much new revenue actually is there?
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, we got 50 seconds. The Blue Jays, are they a contender or not?
They need to add 3 pitchers, 1 starter, 2 more relievers to become a contender. I've been told, Roddy, by multiple people in the organization that Craig Kimbrell is on the radar. The Cubs, going into last night, had lost 11 in a row. Kimbrel is a World Series closer. He's under team control for 2 years, this season and next. He's somebody they'd have to give up a lot for. I'm not saying it's going to happen. What I'm telling you is internal conversations are happening with Kimbrel.
They tell me we're out of time. Arlen Bruce says, Arash Madani, when I met you, you were shy and quiet. Now you're like a CFL politician. I'll leave you with that. See you in hour 2, everybody.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming, the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Stars, you're dispatched to a scene call. The patient has multiple traumatic injuries and is unconscious but breathing.
This is why I back the Stars lottery.
Stars, we can accept the mission.
This is why I'm all in.
Mission accepted. Have a safe flight.
The prizes are great. The cause is critical.
Stars Lottery, the lottery on a mission. Every ticket is your chance to win over $4.2 million in prizes. Buy yours at starslottery.ca or 1-844-STARS-SK.
At Capital Ford Lincoln, we don't just sell vehicles, we buy them too. You know how we always have such a big inventory with an amazing selection? That's because we buy all makes, all models, and all years. We're going to give you the best price every time. And you don't even have to buy from us. All you have to do is visit us online or in-store, answer a few questions about your vehicle, and we'll get you a great offer. We'll even cut you a check on the same day. So save yourself the hassles of selling privately and sell it to us. Because at Capital Ford Lincoln, we'll buy it.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. EDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Lot of sun, smoky in the air, that's a lot of fun. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
Now,
we welcome to the bunker a very long-time friend of ours, Al Murray, the assistant general manager of the Tampa Bay Lightning. Your Lightning won last night, Al.
How about that?
Hockey is the toughest sport for the top team to win the championship. Because we really have had high expectations for about 5 years now. We've been to one Stanley Cup final. We've been to 2 other Eastern Conference finals. And I think that's the expectation of everybody in the organization. And anything less than Stanley Cup will be disappointing for us this year.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the RP Show, Hour 2. And it's what we call the second half kickoff. Brought to you by our friends at the Four Seasons Sports Palace. They were your home for the Stanley Cup playoffs. and the Seattle Kraken fan club. I guess they're going to need a new tagline here because hockey season is over.
Yeah, get over it, Rod. Hockey season's over.
What to do now? Producer Clark has come out of his cage and into the bunker here for the second half kickoff. What's up, Clark?
Just chilling. It's,
it's hot in here. That's why I got the fan going.
Yeah, you got lucky. I took the fan from here and put it in Darren's office yesterday, so I don't have a fan.
Were you working in there?
I had an interview yesterday.
Oh, nice.
With Matias Bueno. Shout out to Matias.
Yeah, I'm powdering my donuts here. Thank for this fan. Thank you, Paul. Saving my life over here. So we got breaking news. Let's start with that. You know that we're big National Lacrosse League fans here, huge NLL fans. As it loads up at rodpedersen.com, the National Lacrosse League, the world's largest and most successful pro lacrosse property, today announced a historic partnership with TSN to bring games to Canadians across broadcast and live streaming platforms for the first time since 2016. The multi-year media rights partnership between the NLL and TSN includes exclusive rights to the regular season NLL Game of the Week, as well as comprehensive playoff action, including the NLL Championship Series. And what day was it, Clark, that we had Devin Caney on here? The face of the NLL?
That was Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday.
So she didn't drop any hint that this was coming down today. So coming to national television, the National Lacrosse League. I'm very interested to see how many Saskatchewan Rush games will be on national television. You got to do a game out of the phone booth, right?
Yeah,
SaskTel Center.
Game of the week. I mean, you'd think that they'd probably be the number one team. They've been so good for so long. But, it's funny because you say 2016 was when that stopped happening?
Seems longer ago than that.
Seems so long ago. Because I remember growing up in the late 90s, early 2000s, it was every single commercial break. There was a Toronto Rock commercial. There was some sort
of... In the 90s,
In the 90s. And
it's been a long
that kind of
time.
just went away. It seemed like it was a long time ago, but... it's huge for the league. It's huge for Canada. It's huge for the Rush. Everybody. Yeah. It's
so
great.
That is the breaking news that went down today. Now, Wayne in Victoria is watching with regards to the hockey season being over, and he says, what to do now? It's the start of CFL training camps, guys.
Oh, is it?
Well, yes, and we do have a special guest coming up. He's still on tap, right, for the next segment?
Yes.
As far as you know? Okay.
Should be good.
So I'm very excited. Good buddy of ours. And a fan, by the way, of the Montreal Canadiens, coming up in our next segment from a CFL training camp inside the bubble. But here's the thing. I'm going to be on a Zoom call tomorrow morning with the Canadian Football League with regards to media policies for 2021. Training camps are closed. From what I understand, there will be no live streaming or no way of us watching it. I mean, shoot, I fought with the Riders for years to get them to live stream. They didn't want to do it. I don't think they want to do it now. Whose word are we going to go on how great Bo Levi Mitchell looks in training camp or Cody Fajardo? Who are we supposed to believe? Oh, everybody looked great today.
How are we supposed to know when Terrence Nunn has a really good training camp, Rod?
Right. So as much as I'm down with the Canadian Football League training camps opening, obviously, there are a rumor, really. You can't get anywhere near the field. You can't get anywhere near the players. It's Zoom interviews. And by the way, that's fine because you wouldn't want to catch COVID and die. I get all that. But there could be more excitement, Clark, going into training camp for that reason.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. A year and a half, we haven't had CFL football, and every CFL fan around the country is starved for some type of football talk. Not just are they going to play? Aren't they? Are there going to be fans in the stands? People want to hear about actual on the field
what's
stuff.
Going on,
and that's the fun part for fans is to the position battles, who's the hot rookie coming in, who's the vet that's looking better than he did the year before type stuff. And if we're not going to get that, is it going to feel real until we actually see them in a game? I don't know. It's going to be interesting though.
John in Winnipeg writes in. John,
nice gong hit there.
He says I got it right in the middle.
Yeah, you really crushed it.
He says we need drone spies at CFL camps.
There we go. You know what? IKS Media has access to drones.
You got a drone, Paul?
So maybe we can get that working.
Oh, by the way, throw me your gift. Let's show the world. We brought this back from the Centre Bell. That's French for Bell Center.
Oh, really?
Oui. So I think this is too big for you, Paul. Now that I'm looking at you, I might have to wear this.
Yeah. No.
How about this?
There you go.
His last name is Drouin. Paul Drouin. So this is from Moose DuPont, by the way. Wear it proudly.
I will.
I think you could wear it as a nightshirt.
I can.
Future Seattle Kraken, Jonathan Drouin.
There you go. On the hockey thing. Oh, interesting. Jonathan Kinder's watching on YouTube in Kansas City.
Oh.
He says, tell me more about this NLL, if you could, please. I've never heard of it until watching this show. It sounds pretty cool.
It is pretty
When
cool.
did we become NLL Central?
Well, as of today.
As of today.
Yeah.
What is it? It's the National Lacrosse League. It's box lacrosse. It's pro. They got 14 teams. They just announced one. Nice meeting you guys. Stacy, thanks for everything. You're welcome, Mike. A live studio audience today. Woo. How about that?
Love it.
Actually, if I can just pause for the cause for a second. Before the pandemic hit, I'm not sure how many of you people remember or were watching when we started, we talked about starting construction of an Ellen-style amphitheater here in the building. Like a Oprah-style, Dr. Phil-style amphitheater. Why wouldn't we? It's daytime talk.
It's great.
And then the pandemic came and it shut everything down, and Paul's parking his BMW where that was going to be.
Yeah, what's that about?
And then it's like he owns the place.
Yeah, I know, right? Hey, by the way, I have a BMW, guys. Have a look at it every day.
Yeah, no kidding. You wouldn't want to park it down the street and just rub it in everybody's face. So are we? And then he just left. He just left the studio. So are we building that amphitheater now?
I think there's plans for some stuff, but I don't know how high on the priority list the amphitheater is at the moment. I know that they're working on some things behind the scenes, but
yeah, there's always lots going on here.
Yeah.
From Brandon Crows, watching in Brandon, Manitoba, the home of the Wheat Kings. He is the voice of the Wheat Kings. Clark, have you been working out? Look at those pipes.
Crowsy, you're making me blush, man. It's I've been doing a push-up challenge. I have been.
Come on.
100 push-ups a day since May.
Good for you.
Yeah, it's I don't know. Is it showing?
Your body is very evenly distributed.
Craig Smith said that yesterday too, and I was I don't know.
How about
I guess
that?
Maybe it's working, guys.
From Lauren Smith, watching in Kamloops, British Columbia, he says, I understand from the BC Lions that training camps aren't completely closed. Grandstands are closed for the first week due to federal COVID protocols. Fair, then. I get it. What was the notification I got this morning about the Tokyo Olympics going to be played in front of no fans? Did you see that?
Well, yeah, they just had a massive COVID outbreak.
Here it is.
Apparently.
Tokyo Olympics to be held without fans. Olympic Minister Morikawa tells Kyoto as state of emergency goes into force. So, thought we were over this, but we're not. Playing it by ear. By the way, Jennifer's watching at the Four Seasons Sports Palace, and she says, I'd come down every Monday to our live studio audience. I think it's going to be like a Letterman thing where you're going to have to pre-register for tickets and stand in line.
Look at us coming up with a new business model.
Everybody's writing in about this gentleman. I'm sure he's in Kansas City. He's from Kansas City, isn't he?
Jonathan, you got to tell us where you're from. But
I thought he was in Kansas. How'd you find us?
Again, if you don't know the NLL, like when Rod says box lacrosse, for those who don't even know what box lacrosse is, take a hockey rink, put some turf on it instead of ice, and give guys sticks and let them whack each other, and it's great. It's a high impact, high violent type of sport. It's really interesting.
That's why I love it.
It's think of hockey, but guys running around slashing each other with lacrosse sticks constantly, and it's extremely high scoring.
It's funny, by the way. Who knew that we were going to take a detour down this road? But I didn't know that the NLL was coming out with this news release today. It's a pretty big day that they're going to be on TSN with a game of the week next year. But, and I want your thoughts on Nikita Kucherov in a second, because today I've probably been asked 5 times before I came into the studio what I thought about Nikita Kucherov going tarp off, crushing a beer at his post-game news conference last night for the Tampa Bay Lightning after they won the Cup, and now everybody in Montreal hates him because he was saying Habs fans are annoying. And I will remind you, who was the first person that said Habs fans are annoying?
You.
This guy.
And I was shortly after you.
This guy.
Yes.
Yeah, but you're a Leaf fan.
Truth.
So
I've been getting it for a while, yeah.
You were cheering for Montreal against Vegas, weren't you?
Sort of. I
It's
wouldn't
not cool,
mind,
Clark.
Yeah, no. I wouldn't minded them getting to the finals, but I didn't want them to win.
Okay, listen. Jonathan Kinder.
There we go.
Says, yes, I am from Kansas City. And he says, I found you through looking up XFL and CFL stuff. So there you go. But it's 11:11. So you can call me a lot of things. Trust me, people have.
I think I have, actually.
Probably today. But steel trap right here. Steel trap. It's photographic. So don't question me on that stuff. We get a lot of viewers in Kansas City, by the way. I think that if we went down there to do a show, we could fill up the parking lot of Arrowhead Stadium. But anyways, the gentleman was asking about the National Lacrosse League. And I got to, like, I've tried soccer. It's not for me. Curling I'll get into come the Brier and the Scotties. Baseball, I'm not going to sit and watch the Blue Jays 162 times a year, but I will watch them in the playoffs, and I'll get right into it. I love it. It's just a little slow for me. But the Saskatchewan Rush, when they moved to town 6 years ago now, they called me up, and they said, Rod, will you come to a game? Just check us out. I've never been to an NLL game. And like Clark said, they're kicking the ever-living crap out of each other all game. Yep. And what I just still don't know the rules, and I don't care. The goalie for the Rush, Aaron Bold, remember him?
Yes.
And now they got Evan Kirk. Make him work, Evan Kirk. Aaron Bold comes rushing out of the net and does a flying body slam on a guy. Wham! Against the boards. I'm like, what just happened? I have no idea what I'm watching, but I'm here for it. And then the guys are just like, whack, 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 like breaking their sticks over each other. I felt like an American watching a hockey game because I'm like, what's the rule on that? What are they doing? And then they call a penalty. And I'm like, how could they call a penalty? That guy just, if that had just happened in the street, he'd be charged with an aggravated assault, right? And now you're calling a penalty? And they said, no, you can't impede anybody. So there's no obstruction, and it's just free flowing, right?
Yeah.
And then I was telling somebody the other day, I was watching a game with Kim Coates. Watch your feet, Clark. I'm going to drop some. Names here.
Yep.
I'm watching a game with Kim Coates. You know, only Sons of Anarchy. No big deal.
No big deal.
Bad Blood. Bad Boys. And he leaned over my shoulder and whispered in my ear, they play music the whole effing game? I'm like, yeah, it doesn't stop. It's like one big rock concert. It's what hockey should have done years ago, and probably football too, but they do it, and it's a party. And for anybody that grew up on physical hockey and loved it, that we don't have anymore, if you want to go watch the National Lacrosse League, that's the game for you. That's me.
There you go.
As Jennifer from the Four Seasons says, and Goon. I never watched the movie Goon.
That's
apparently my life is lacking that I haven't seen the movie Goon.
It's pretty good. It's not like going to win any Academy Awards anytime, but if you're looking for, Slapshot, but the modern version, it's got a little bit of that kind of feel to it.
Janelle in Saskatoon, she's one of our biggest fans. She says, I don't know the rules at all, but I have season tickets. Love the energy and constant action. You have to understand, I'm a squirrel. Why do you think last year when I got into auto racing for the first time in my life, I'm like, zoom, zoom, zoom. This is fun.
Yeah. Well,
lacrosse is the same, but they're hitting each other.
Yeah, I think lacrosse is their motto is come for the party, stay for the party. I think it's a lot of people go to the Rush games because it's extremely fun.
Right. We have no idea what the rules are.
Yeah.
Chris in Toronto says in lacrosse, stick checking is only allowed between the hips and shoulders to the ball carrier. Any other contact is technically not allowed. Yeah, but you just said it. To the ball carrier. So he's got the ball in his, what do you call it? Baton? Stick? And they're just whack. So all up his back. Like they've broke 5 ribs. And it's no penalty. It's legal. What's not to love?
It's great.
What do you call it?
What do you call lacrosse?
No.
They have a little net on the end of it. I'm not sure what you call it. There's a term. You know what? I think it's actually a weirder term than you think it would be. I just can't remember what it's called.
Google
it.
From Jeff, the Stamps fan, he says, imagine how the home team wound up the volume on the opponent's offense, which doesn't really matter. I tell you, I came home from my first Rush game and I had Jump by Crisscross ringing in my ears for like 4 days. Jump. What up? Okay. From Tacona Powley, he says, NHRA Rod rules. Drag racing doesn't really hold my cup of tea, if you will. Chris in Toronto says it's called the lacrosse stick.
Oh, well, yeah, but
so says Tacona
there's
Powley.
an actual term for the net portion. It's not called the net.
I would
so what's
think.
that part called? That's what I want to know.
Doesn't matter. It's fun. Ryan in Saratoga, New York says coming soon to the Times Union Center in Albany. Let's go Firewolves. Yeah, because the New England Black Wolves just moved there. See, we're all over it. If you ever want to know stuff, we know stuff. Just ask.
Todd's is a good one. Why is there no Rush product on the desk? Because it would be invisible, Todd.
Yeah, we got
you
a
should
bunch.
know this.
It's out in the Pink the Ass. We got a box of it.
We have all. Jordan wears a shirt almost, once a week.
It came in the box with his Blades cup and gear. I was going to wear my Blades shirt today, but I favored the Spruce Grove Saints.
Like George Reed, for example, is on the desk.
Yeah, but he's not Rush.
No, but he's green, and it looks like he's wearing a black jersey.
We got lots of Rush stuff, but it just perfectly matches the green screen. It doesn't show up. Clark, we'll probably bring you out later.
Deal.
Thanks for joining us for the second half kickoff, brought to you by the Four Seasons Sports Palace. Special guest from inside the CFL bubble joins us next. You're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus TV network, YouTube, and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports radio for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. EDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
Is it time to take your event online? Bring it to IKS Live. We've got a fully customized virtual event platform with remote guest support for your next fundraiser, talk show, conference, performance, and more. IKS Live offers live streaming to Facebook Live and YouTube and pre-recorded capabilities, both in our studio with green screen available and on location with pre-production and post-production services. Visit us at ikslive.ca.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Ultimate Fan Zone. Shop online. UltimateFanZone.ca. Slick, user-friendly. We built this site for the die-hard sports fans. Jerseys, hats, team apparel, offering officially licensed fan gear from the best lines in sports. Nike, New Era, Adidas, Fanatics. Game day ready to your door. Now, just a click away. UltimateFanZone.ca. Or check us out on Facebook and Instagram. UFC Downtown Moose Jaw. Home of everything authentic.
We started Suds Car Wash in 2003.
There's a bit of us in every part of the business. I've been working here since I was about 10 years old. Hard to believe it's been 12 years since. Our parents always taught us about the importance of quality of work and friendly service. And here at Suds Car Wash, we're a family-run business, so it's really important that our customers feel like family.
From all of us at Suds Car Wash, we make your car shine.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar Buying Group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
Laid back and kicking it, let's head back to the studio. Here's Rod.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. As usual, the show took an off-ramp where we didn't expect that it would. And today we're talking about the National Lacrosse League because just this morning, the NLL and TSN announced a broadcast deal beginning this upcoming season for a game of the week, live streaming, plus the playoffs, the Champions, used to call it Champions Cup. Ryan Booth writes in on Facebook, he says, loving all the NLL talk. And Pinks wondered why we don't have any rush gear. Well, here, look, this is just one of the box load of rush gear that we had dropped off here, or sent here by the Rush. It's kind of NASCAR-ish. I probably wouldn't wear it. Jordan, you should take this home. You're the NASCAR guy. But it doesn't show up on that. And speaking of great mascots, by the way, I don't know how we got down that road last hour, but Mick Gonzalez from ESPN Toledo's watching on television on the Buckeye cable service in Toledo, Ohio. He says, how about Claude Scott, the happy trumpeter in Quebec City? Whoa, flashbacks on that one. You guys wouldn't even remember that. Guy in a Nordiques jersey, big red nose, looked like a real drinker, long gray hair. Wow, he was great. More on this in a moment. But let's head on over to the Saskatchewan Roughriders bubble. We got veteran Roughriders kicker Brett Lowther joining us today from quarantine, I guess. How you doing, Brett?
I just can't wait for this to be over, but I'm doing all right.
The interview or the quarantine?
No, the quarantine. This is my 5th one, so it feels like two and a half months of like house arrest in the last year and stuff. And yeah, I'm definitely not complaining by any means. I'm excited to be back and can't wait for Saturday to get on the field with the guys.
Trust me, I get it for sure. And I'm so fortunate I haven't had to quarantine at all, touch wood. But explain to me the other day, the Riders video on Instagram kind of just blew everybody's mind because I could see your face, even smiling under that mask. That was you walking into the stadium with Jorgen Hughes, was it not? Like, what went down there on Tuesday?
Yeah, since Tuesday, every Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I just got back now. We've had some kind of on-field workouts. So the local guys go for a session and then the guys in the dorm go for a session. And it's just kind of some movement on the field, nothing major. A little bit of running, a little bit of med ball stuff just before camp and just getting guys out of the, I guess, sitting at home and moving a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Well, I do feel for you, my friend. And believe me, as you know, I went through the junior hockey bubble thing here in the spring with the Western Hockey League. And the guys came out of there and said, never again. It was 2 months in there for the players and the coaches. And I think you're eating the same food. I mean, Ricky Collins Jr. was just on here yesterday, and he just got players are saying this is like jail. I mean, how are you filling the time yourself, Brett? How are you? You're a very mentally strong guy. You know, but not everybody is.
Yeah, I'm good with it. I mean, like I said, I feel like I'm a veteran of quarantines now. This is my 5th one, and we're in a little bit better situation than some of the guys that are in the dorms, I feel like. That's why part of the reason I came back early and fully vaccinated, had COVID, did my quarantine. I've been out here before. So I have groceries. I'm set up at home, and I'm all good at that end. And between, I guess, gaming and going to the facility here and there and making some calls back home and trying to kill the time and just doing what I can to fill it all in until we get to Saturday and start camp up. I'm ready to go.
Definitely don't want to lead you down the garden path here, but you must be sitting there going, I'm double vaccinated. I've had COVID. Why am I sitting in here why do I got to quarantine for 2 weeks? I mean, nobody's been able to answer these questions for me. I assume you've asked the same questions.
Yeah. And, I actually just recently, I'm doing the COVID compliance for the team. There's kind of a guy doing it. And we had a call recently, and it's really not on the PA. It's not on the CFL. It's not on the coaches. No one wants to be doing this. We're just running off what was agreed upon in February and what the NHL was doing at the time. And as far as we know right now, like nothing's changing from the government. We're trying to get to talk to them the upcoming weeks to get things changed for what I'm hearing. Hopefully by week 2, I hope earlier, but right now it's just all pending to see how these talks go. But exactly what you said, I don't want to go down the rabbit hole, but I mean, everywhere else is opening up. It's opened up here, I think, in a few days with no masks and everything else. And then we're still at the facility doing a lot of things that might seem a little bit ridiculous. But at the same time, it's like I said, I'm just here to play football and kind of doing whatever it takes to play this year.
Well, it is what it is. And you're doing, like you say, you're just doing what you're told to do and staying safe and all the way. How did it feel to be on the bus with the guys, by the way, and back with Hoos and your guys? That must have felt great.
Yeah, I'm not on the bus. There's only, it's like I said, there's about 10 to 15 of us that are local guys. And we go in for separate stuff. We're still not allowed to be together till Saturday, but, everyone on the bus and doing everything else. Like I've had a lot of guys messaging and reaching out and just kind of bringing things up or what about this and this. And it's good to be talking to the guys and it's good to be back out here. And it's like I said, just trying to take everything and turn it into a positive because there's no reason to be miserable about stuff. And people would be complaining if we weren't playing this year. So I'm just happy we are playing. It's like I said, everyone's ready to do whatever it takes and sacrifice some more. And I mean, in the end, when you make a lot of these sacrifices and do things like this over a year, it's really what turns you into a championship team. So I feel like these things right now might be minor bumps in the road for what we could do this year type deal.
Well, what's positive, Brett, is for me to be talking to you. I always enjoy our visits. And if you don't mind, we got some good questions from the viewers here. So from Robert in Prince Albert, he says, Brett, have you worked on some walk-off sellies during the break? And if I may, I forgot about all these little things that you do in the into Pill Country. What one was that all about? I know I asked you once, but remember in Toronto you nailed a game winner? What was that about?
Yeah, like the Toronto one was kind of just quick backstory to it. Like there wasn't much. It was just kind of on the spot and just did it. Like I feel like that whole season was just 4 or 5 years of working hard to try to prove what I did that year and kind of like, I mean, there's just so many years of GMs and other guys telling you stuff you can't do and then finally getting a chance to do it. It felt really good. So that stuff was just a lot of emotion and everything too. But I probably shouldn't be saying this, but me and Josh, when we got to Toronto 2 days early, when we got there, like we just sent it that night. We're so hungover for like 2 straight days and then went out there and just had like our best game of the season. So we were just having some fun for that one. And then, like I said, the one in Pill Country at home was just me and John just talked it to fruition. Like we didn't think it was going to happen that week. We just were hoping someday, like maybe to get a walk-off kick like that together, and we did it. And who knows, maybe we'll end up back there this year and turn it into like a little bit of a tradition or something that we do out here.
2019 Labor Day lore. Brett Lowther is now part of Labor Day lore, along with John Ryan. I mean, who better a guy to go into history with than John Ryan? But it's funny, you know, receivers sit and choreograph touchdown dances and hockey players choreograph. When you're a hockey player, you tell me you're a better hockey player than you are a kicker. I'd like to see that one day. But I guess coaches always said, you guys can sit around, you got a lot of extra time. So if you come up with the dances, just make sure that you have a reason to dance. Your coaches have never had a problem with anything you do, right?
No, I mean, they've been great. I think a lot of people like maybe will take stuff that we do, kicking and other stuff like the wrong way. You see every other guy's out there allowed to celebrate. And when I played hockey, you're allowed to celebrate. And we kick a game winner and there's 30-some thousand people. And I feel like I'm living the dream. I'm going to celebrate. So I hope people don't take it this wrong way or that I'm trying to rub it in Winnipeg or whatever teams are playing face. It's just I'm pumped up and I'm going to have fun and enjoy my life. I'm not trying to be out here and, you know what I mean, walk off the field and like, yeah, we did it, and then just go to the next game or something. Like this stuff doesn't last forever, so I'm just enjoying it while it does.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously there was no backlash over that Pill Country thing, not even from my Bomber fan friends. Who asked here? John in Winnipeg says, Brett, what one stadium is hard to kick in because of conditions? What's the hardest stadium to kick in?
Conditions-wise, I don't know, just something about, it's not like I dislike it or anything, but ever since we switched over, whenever we play in Toronto, I feel like we had a couple games there where I don't know if there was like a soccer game on before, or if it gets chewed up in the middle a lot easier than the turf. But I always found like your footing and stuff you have to worry about on the grass in Toronto and the wind off the water. That, and like obviously when we play in Winnipeg, it's like when they come to Sask, it's loud and everything else there. It doesn't affect us too much. But yeah, I'd say probably Toronto, just with the footing. Sometimes you can get some good games there with the grass and stuff, but sometimes it's a bit chewed up.
You know, you must feel absolutely blessed that Craig Dickinson is your head coach, because he was a punter in college, as you know. He's a special teams guy, and he gets you. Because for years, when kickers went into funks, in my time with the team, the coaches were like, he'll figure it out. They might bring in a consultant to work with him, but Dickie gets you. That might have something to do with your success in your time with the Green and White, I would think.
Oh, I think for sure. I think it's not really much of what I've done. I think it's more or less like a guy like Jorgen or John and Josh that have been out here like snapping and holding. I'm pretty lucky to have like pretty much an NFL snap and hold for my 2 years out here, and the coaching from a head coach that's a special teams coach and kicked before, and a guy that gets it. And it's not just those guys, it's top to bottom, like with J.O. and the whole organization. We have something pretty special here, and just they know how to treat guys right and everything along the way with that. So it's like I said, just getting back to do what I did in 2018 and to play football again after such a long time off. It's all been gravy on top since then. So obviously I'd love to win a Grey Cup and do a number of other things and be out here and play for a long time. But it's like anything, you just got to take it one day at a time and one season at a time.
Argo fan Chris Bird watching in Toronto says BMO Field is the only stadium with natural turf. Makes sense that it's a lot different than the other stadiums. It is, but for, I think, 17 yards of turf in the one end zone, Brett, as you recall, in the north ends of... Anyways, Jamie Neugebauer, the voice of the Notre Dame Hounds, says, we got to get you down to Notre Dame to skate with the Junior A team. Would you do that, Brett?
Anytime. It's like I said, I came back out here in... I guess it was the off season of 18 into 19 or 19 into 20. And I was jumping on the ice here in Regina and just kind of meeting whoever and throwing it on social media. And there's a few places or a few skates I went to, and the guys told me not to come back just because ripping it up too much on them. So I'm always trying to get on the ice. And I mean, this past year, that was one of the biggest things that sucked was not being able to play hockey, not being able to golf normal, just a lot of things I enjoy doing. But yeah, if it's the Hounds, the Pats, Junior A teams, anyone around this off season, I got my gear out here and ready to go. And it's like I said, it's all talk till you get on the ice with them. But yeah, I'd love to get out.
I'll bring you out to an outdoor if we can't do any more than that. But, you know, we used to have a Rough Rider hockey team. I don't think they do anymore. But Paul McCallum, you know that name because you're chasing a lot of his records in the record book. That son of a gun. He could skate so fast. A tank, like you. Thick ass.
I talked to Paul about it a bunch when I was out here in 15. And, yeah, I actually, it didn't come to fruition because of COVID and everything else, too. But I was kind of digging up some stuff about the Rider hockey team before and just thinking about maybe getting something going like that, whether it was like a charity game or something to do with like the RCMP or the firefighters, get them involved and some players that can skate. Cause I know there's a few guys on our team that maybe in the past there was more guys, but a little bit less now, but I'd love to get something like that going again, just for the community, or if I stay out here in an off season and everything else. I mean, it's all I do in the winter. So
I could do a whole show on stories from that hockey team, by the way, but I was just going to say with McCallum, very fast cause he had the power, couldn't turn. As you can well imagine. You're a Habs fan, are you not, Brett? Are you not? You're a Habs fan, aren't you?
Yeah, born and raised.
How are we doing today?
I'm fine. I think if we're like a Vegas or a top team this year and not an 18th seed, and you know what I mean, this was all kind of a magical run, and I think those guys really gave it their all. Good young core now, like everything you want to see out of a younger team. But I'm pretty fearful for going back to the Atlantic Division next year and having Tampa, Boston, Toronto, Florida, and you name it, where You know what I mean? Price and Weber are getting a bit older, but yeah, it was a fun run, and we've just ran into one of the all-time teams. I think you put them there with the Blackhawks or the 90s Wings and Avalanche, or even the Oilers back in the day, just with the cap stuff and the no state tax and everything involved. Like, that team's a super team, and I feel like they would have done that to almost every team in the final. So
yeah, well, it's a tough way to lose. It was fun being in Montreal, obviously, last week. Great fan base, great town. And, hey, they're not going anywhere. They'll be back. Brett, thanks for allowing us to kill some time with you. Keep in touch, and good luck getting on the field there Saturday.
No, thank you. I mean, we don't have anything else to do, so looking forward to Saturday, and it's good talking to you guys again.
Thanks a lot, Brett. Have a good day. Saskatchewan Roughriders kicker Brett Lowther joining us from inside the Roughriders CFL bubble, getting ready for the opening of training camp on Saturday. We've got the Great Western Ultra update coming up, Clark. Next, a sports update and overtime with viewer takeover, so stick around. We'll be right back. You are watching the RP Show on the Game Plus television network, YouTube and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports radio for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Ultimate Fan Zone. Shop online. UltimateFanZone.ca. Slick, user-friendly. We built this site for the die-hard sports fans. Jerseys, hats, team apparel. Offering officially licensed fan gear from the best lines in sports. Nike, New Era, Adidas, Fanatics. Game day ready to your door. Now, just a click away. UltimateFanZone.ca. Or check us out on Facebook and Instagram. UFC Downtown Moose Jaw. Home of everything authentic.
We started Suds Car Wash in 2003.
There's a bit of us in every part of the business. I've been working here since I was about 10 years old. Hard to believe it's been 12 years since. Our parents always taught us about the importance of quality of work and friendly service. And here at Suds Car Wash, we're a family-run business, so it's really important that our customers feel like family.
From all of us at Suds Car Wash, we make your car shine.
Capital is Regina's trusted Ford Lincoln dealership. Whether you're on the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, we got you covered. And when it's time for service work, you can trust our factory-trained technicians who specialize in repairing any make or model. But don't take our word for it. Check out CapitalFordLincoln.com to see how we roll and to learn about what other customers are saying about working with us. Your dealership experience should be fun, easy, and transparent. And that's what you get when you choose Capital Ford Lincoln, Regina's trusted Ford Lincoln dealership.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
At Prairie Mobile, you can get the phone you want when you want. All smartphones are $0 every day. With convenient locations across Saskatchewan, Prairie Mobile, your SaskTel authorized dealer, has you covered. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Roughriders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Hey Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
Oh, yeah, he's back. Time for more of the Rod Pedersen Show.
Welcome back, everybody. We got a lot going on today. I just want to read a couple text messages from our viewers. I'll get into a sports update here. From Craig in Calgary, he's watching on the Game Plus TV network, which is carried out there on TELUS Optic TV. It would have been cool regarding the CFL, XFL breaking up yesterday, the news there. Craig in Calgary says it would have been cool to have an expanded league, maybe across 3 countries, but now we can focus on the football. Hopefully all of the 3 down diehards put their money where their mouths are and actually buy tickets to actually show some support to the game they say they love. That's from Craig in Calgary. Ken in Saskatoon, great show, Rod. It is always good with Arash as a guest. Loved the uptick in the NLL talk. Brett Lowther's a great interview as well. Glad the CFL is coming back. Don Mitchell, our Navy friend, writes in, he says, so any prize for second place in the Rod Pedersen Stanley Cup pool? Come on, man. What did Ricky Bobby say? If you're not first, you're last. Shake and bake. Deb in Toronto. The net part of the lacrosse stick is called the basket. How about that, Clark?
How about that?
We didn't know that. Season ticket holder of the Rush here. I don't even know what they call the thing that they use. And don't care. Love it. And Jim Wagner writes in. He says, hello, RP Nation. On the topic of mascots, as a Flyer fan, no one would challenge Gritty. He's psychotic. And from what I understand, he's like 6'7" or something. To the sports update, veteran Chris Paul and his 36-year-old body is looking for a repeat performance tonight in Game 2 of the NBA Finals. He was fantastic in Game 1 on Tuesday, finishing with 32 points and 9 assists to lead the Phoenix Suns to a 118-105 victory over the Milwaukee Bucks. It is a 7 p.m. Mountain tip-off tonight in Game 2 from Talking Stick Arena in Phoenix. Toronto rookie Alek Manoah is scheduled to start tonight for the Blue Jays against the Orioles at Baltimore. Manoah was suspended for 5 games by Major League Baseball after throwing a 94-mile-an-hour pitch at Baltimore's Michael Franco on June 19th. It's Manoah's second start since serving the suspension, which he first appealed but then dropped. The 50th playing of the PGA's John Deere Classic tees off today in Illinois. The leading player from the top 5, not already exempt, earns a spot in the upcoming British Open. There are 13 players in the field already exempt for the British Open. Ryder Cup champion Steve Stricker is playing the John Deere instead of defending his title at the U.S. Senior Open. And Japan is set to place Tokyo under a state of emergency that would last through the Olympics, fearing a COVID-19 surge would multiply during the games. The emergency likely to be announced would last from next Monday to August 22nd. The Olympics slated to begin July 23rd and close August 8th. They're talking about holding them with no fans now. This sports update for dubnetwork.ca, your number one source for Western Hockey League breaking news and analysis. Visit today, dubnetwork.ca. And for Ben Cahoon's G2G protein bars, now with 8 amazing flavors, including the new almond mocha. RP Show viewers get 20% off with a promo code RP Show. Order yours now at g2gbars.ca. How about all you Montrealers? Ben Cahoon's your guy. I'm taking this flag down after today. So order your Ben Cahoon G2G protein bars and use our promo code RP Show. All right, Clark, let me get it ready to go with the Great Western Ultra update. Are we ready? And go. It was quite a day in sports. It began with the news that the CFL has broken off talks with the XFL about a potential collaboration. A merger? Forget it. The conjecture and hand-wringing that's gone on since the CFL first dropped the bomb on March 10th that it had opened talks with the XFL has been head-spinning. If the CFL simply wanted to drum up interest as a distraction from its COVID problems, then it's mission accomplished. But there's quite a bit of collateral damage left behind. It seemed to tear apart a fan base, although it's clear most Canadians didn't want to see the CFL changed at all. But will the decision rear its head next winter? Probably. Only Commissioner Randy Ambrosie knows the answer to that. To me, the whole thing smacked of a wild goose chase and doesn't make the league look very good at all. And the day closed with the Tampa Bay Lightning claiming their second straight Stanley Cup with an eye-glazing 1-0 victory over the Montreal Canadiens in Florida. My phone was buzzing from friends and media types who felt the game was boring and that the finale punctuated a similarly flat Stanley Cup playoffs. Look, to me, hockey's like pizza. It's all good. Some's just better than others. And the Lightning certainly make no apologies for their suffocating style, which is reminiscent of the 1990s New Jersey Devils. They won Stanley Cups too and never once said sorry. What we do know is that hockey season is now officially over. Time for the CFL.
How about that?
Did it again, Clark. Overtime is next. Troy in Toronto writes in and says, tomorrow can you burn that Montreal flag on the air, Rod? Not a chance, man. Maybe the Leafs should send us something, which they never even thought of doing. Sheesh. Doesn't take much to buy our love, but you got to try. We'll be back with a full-on viewer takeover, okay? It's always fun in overtime. You're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus TV network, YouTube, and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports radio for Suds, full-service car wash at rodpedersen.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
In today's fast-paced world, we know you don't always have time to cook a nutritious meal. The Mad Greek in Moose Jaw's got you covered with delicious takeout and delivery specials, even for large groups or occasions. Authentic Greek cuisine, pizza, ribs, and more. There's something for everyone to enjoy. Offering licensed dining, delivery, and their takeout window is open to get your Greek to go. For more information and to view the online menu, visit themadgreekeatery.com.
Bronco Plumbing and Heating, proudly serving Regina and surrounding areas since 1978. We are excited to announce the new Bryant Furnace Trade-in Allowance Program. If you have a working Bryant furnace, 15 years old or less, you may be eligible to receive a new furnace at a discounted rate. If you'd like to take advantage of the Bryant Trade-in Program, or to hear how we can help improve your home, give us a call today at 306-781-2090.
Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar buying group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Comfort has always been something we as people strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
You got something to say? You want to add to the show? What are you waiting for? Don't just sit there. Say something. Now, back to the studio with Rod.
Producer Clark here as well. We brought him back out of his cage. Nice lid.
Thank you.
I got to start wearing my team-issued stuff more.
That's good stuff.
That's former Moose Jaw Warrior Jesse Paradis out of Winnipeg that came up with that clothing line. And it's nice gear, too.
Yeah, they sent us a few things, so it's great.
Yeah.
I love it.
They were one of the first to send us things.
Yes.
And now it's a full-on avalanche. I forgot to mention the sponsor read on the Great Western Ultra update there. An original 16 to fit your active lifestyle. Superior taste with only 80 calories and 2.5% alcohol. Taste without compromise. I'll tell you what. You were saying, I don't think our Great Western guys would mind if we mentioned this. You were saying as you came out of your cage here, what Coors Light announced this morning.
Yeah. Todd Pinkney. Shout out to Todd. He sent it to me. Thank you, Wayne, by the way. But Todd sent me this picture. Apparently, Coors Light is taking some of the ice from last night's game and brewing a batch of beer with it. And I was like, as if Coors Light wasn't bad enough already. Like, now you're going to put sweaty, like, painted ice into it. Not for me.
Even if I drank alcohol, I wouldn't drink that. From a hockey rink? No thanks.
No.
Silly.
I've seen too many guys spitting on an ice. I don't need to.
Oh, all of it.
Yeah.
Ew.
I don't need that.
Ew. DG in Saskatoon writes in, morning, guys. Sorry, but the Tampa Bay Lightning did not win the cup playing a suffocating style. The Montreal Canadiens scored 52 goals the entire playoffs. That came in 22 games played, so that comes out to 2.36 goals per game. Yuck. Tampa scored 75 goals. They played a much more wide-open style. Not last night, they didn't. Are we going to sit and argue about this? It was a 1-0 game. What did Montreal have through 2 periods? 8 shots? They suffocated them. What are you talking? Why are we arguing about this? I like you, DG in Saskatoon, but it's what I'm saying. They don't play the trap like the New Jersey Devils, but somebody said to me the Lightning are boring, and now I can't unsee it. It was an easy night for Vasilevsky last night.
What do you say, Rod? Better is better?
Better is better.
Better is better.
I didn't say it. Bob Vespasiani did. I just stole it.
Truth. Yeah.
Metal Shingle Guy writes in, says if a CFL player gets released after he's quarantined in another CFL city, can any team pick him up without having to quarantine again? I will guarantee you no. And I really didn't want to get Brett Lowther in trouble in our interview, and I don't think I did get him in trouble. He said some of these conditions seem a little ridiculous. So what you would think, Metal Shingle Guy, would be common sense doesn't apply here. And the really crappy thing for the CFL is they're just following the NHL. Were you surprised, Clark, that the CFL handbook for their players would be no different really than what the NHL's is, or any of these other, the curling bubble in Calgary, the junior hockey bubbles? It's all the same.
Yeah, it's all the same. And the thing people have to remember, too, is when we talk back with the Regina Red Sox when they decided not to play this season, the decision was made because they don't want to put all the investment into this massive undertaking to come back and then get shut down, because it would actually be worse financially for them. So the CFL is just doing what they have to do in order for this to go as smoothly as possible. And, you know, even with all these restrictions, the risks are still high for this to not finish. And we've talked about that. But they need to do whatever they possibly can to make this happen. And if the players aren't willing to, you know, abide by those restrictions and what they've put in place, there's, you know, Darren said it last week, the consequences that they've been given are dire. Like, you will be released from your contract if these things don't happen. So they're just trying their best, and I think we just all have to go with it.
You know, and on that, I got to say kudos to Tampa Bay. People are, look, my guy Dan Goodspeed down in Tampa Bay, the Super Bowl champions, upset that I referred to Tampa as the COVID capital and was dogging his bolts a little bit. But listen, this is what I know. As a guy that works in the mental health field professionally, Tampa Bay has the best mental health coach in the National Hockey League. Do you think it was easy for them to survive that test of wills in the Edmonton bubble? Really? Toronto, then Edmonton? And now this? It's still not back to normal. I mean, Damian Cox, I'm ashamed I even just said his name because he said it was easier cups to win. Guy that doesn't know what he's talking about there. Tampa Bay's mental health coach had as much to do, there's no doubt, as John Cooper did. And I look at these CFL players and the mental anguish that they're going through in this quarantine. They're not making millions. And they're being threatened with being cut if they break the rules. That's the threat. And they're grown men. There's nothing wrong with those threats. It doesn't make it any easier, Clark. It's the mental game for these CFL players. I'm not sure whether they're up to it or not. I mean, they're complaining, and I don't blame them. And they've only been in there 5 days. They're looking at 3 months before anything changes. Colin in Ottawa says, I think we saw Ron McLean's last Hockey Night in Canada broadcast last night. I wonder if Rogers will let him continue to do his hometown hockey broadcast. A great broadcaster is getting shown the door in a brutal way. Oh, yeah, he'd be the first.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. You should have seen Knuckles Nyland's house the other night. We're not watching the intermissions anymore. I'm sorry. We're not. They're not as entertaining as they used to be. And listen, they got rid of Ron McLean, hired Strombolopoulos. He was awful. They brought Ron back. Now, Ron's just shell-shocked. He's a shell of what he used to be. He's so afraid of what he's going to say because he's getting in trouble all the time. He probably doesn't even want to do it anymore. I'm not joking. But the other night at Knuckles, Nyland's, it was just like this. It was just like in his living room, watching like this. The intermission comes on, he puts on music, and then he stood in the middle of the living room, and we talked about Cowasis, and we talked about Canada. You know what I mean? We just didn't even watch the intermissions.
Yeah.
That's what Sportsnet, I'm afraid, has done to Hockey Night in Canada. Yes, Joe Booney writes it and says, Kelly Rudy's great. And I love Kelly Rudy. He's my guy. But he's not. If you put Kelly Rudy on there for 16 minutes straight, I'd watch. But they don't. Hey, John Ohm in Winnipeg says in 1989, the Riders had a sports psychologist. It didn't hurt, did it? No. He gets a lot of credit for that. I can't remember his name. So, I mean, maybe Normie Fong's watching. He can remind me who. The mental coaches work. And by the way, I talked to a lot of NHL players that were in that bubble last year, and I said, did you have a mental health coach with your team? And they said, well, the NHL made one available to us, but we didn't use them. And by the way, they weren't winning the Stanley Cup. Tampa Bay had their guy full time. Not an optional thing. It was, you got to sit and listen to this guy. Why are you yelling into the microphone? Did you hear that?
Alan, yeah. Alan's overcompensating because he's usually a pretty quiet guy.
Alan, the intern's we've unleashed the beast back there with Alan, the intern. Man, he's a brand new man.
Oh, yeah.
Anything else, Clark, before we let you go?
You mentioned earlier Kucherov, just really quick. I think after Ovechkin won his Stanley Cup, we have to let these guys have their fun after they win the Stanley Cup. If they want to, drink a beer on camera, let them. They earned it. I think that's part of winning it, is you get to earn that right to do some fun stuff for a change. So I'm okay with all of it.
Ask Ovi.
Yeah.
Ask Strevy.
Oh, yeah.
Ask anybody.
Oh, yeah.
You win for 24 hours, you can do whatever the hell you want. Football Friday tomorrow, Julio Caravata, the BC Lions, and Trevor Harris of the Edmonton Elks. Join us for that. Thanks for watching. You screwed up, Clark.
How about that?